Alrighty, so we have the next Dokkan Festival exclusive making his way to Dokkan, that being Perfect Form Cell. Now, honestly, this art, I don't know, but I am pretty excited for the release of this character. Now, let me just kind of get this out of the way. So for those of you who are watching this video before I drop the should you summon when the banner's released, I can't make that video just yet. The answer is an easy no. This is the easiest skip probably of the year at this point. That is for a Dokkan Festival, right? Obviously, the premise of you being like a massive Cell fan or anything like that, that's going to trump this, but I think overall this is going to be a pretty easy skip. So the focus of today's video is not going to be like breaking down the character. I'm sure you guys have watched all, the other amazing creators in the space, and they've, broken down the character and stuff like that. They've given you all the information that you need. You know what this character is doing. And if not, I'm sure I can help you in the comments. But with that being said, what I want to talk about today is who I think is going to be on the banner. Now, last year for Global, this was a bit of a different spot. So I was doing my homework for this video, and the first characters that, or the characters that came out in this Cell slot last year were the New Year's characters. So this was DRAGONFEST and Hirudegarn. Both of these characters dropped at the beginning of April. So what I had to do was go over to the JP side of things and see who dropped. And if we go over here, that was the Topo banner. So where this gets a bit tricky is going to be sort of, you can't see this, but let's just do that. Okay, it's just easier to read. But looking at this right here, we had the Topo DOKKANFEST. So the thing with this is it was very tournament of power focused. So when we look here, you guys can see who was featured. We had the androids, we had Topo himself, we had Super Trunks, we had Kale, and we had the Gammas. So right off the bat, it is very tricky to sort of piece together who is going to be on this banner, but I can make a few safe assumptions. Now, with this banner in specific, in this spot last year, there were no Dokkan festivals who were upcoming on their EZA, right? The Gammas came out in 2022. This was early 2024. That is definitely not the window for an EZA. Super Trunks was, what was he? He was a late 2023 release, right? Yes, July, basically August 2023. And then the androids were another late 2023 release, being the October spot of 2023 right here. So what we would have to do is sort of kind of line up the schedules if we wanted to do that. But then we also have to talk about characters I think who are going to EZA and Super EZA during this celebration. So where the Gammas are, I'm going to predict that this is going to be STR Super EZA Cell, the old STR DOKKANFEST who's going to get a Super EZA, and then in this spot right here where Gamma 2 is, this is going to be the AGL DOKKANFEST Cell who's going to be getting an EZA. So if we are allegedly getting an EZA, so if we go to the androids category right here, we can take a look at it, and it's like right off the bat, like you guys can see, like some of the oldest characters without an EZA at this point are going to be the AGL DOKKANFEST Cell, the sub EZA second form Cell, who I could easily see getting a sub EZA during the celebration, right? Maybe from this Extreme Z battle in specific, right? Then you kind of have to look at like other characters where it's like, are these guys going to potentially get an EZA? I don't think so. And then the tech androids, I think, also could get an EZA. So if you wanted me to kind of like predict who I think will be on the banner, I think right here is going to be a perfect form Cell. This is going to be first form Cell. And then I think this could potentially be the tech androids, right? So right off the bat, a lot of androids characters, a lot of extreme class androids characters. It is going to be fitting in the theme very well. I think that's where these three spots are going to be. And then these two are going to be a little bit trickier, right? So we know this is Cell, and then we know this is going to be, why can't I talk all of a sudden? This is going to be Android 18. But one thing I forgot to mention, I'm kind of realizing this as we go through, is the new banner format. So what does that mean? That means that we are going to have 3 additional featured because of the way that they have been doing things. This is my assumption that this is not viewed as a major celebration DOKKANFEST. So what they're going to do is give this sort of the pity treatment, right? So if we go to, we would probably need to go to global for this. So just give me 1 minute. Okay, so just a prime example of what I'm talking about right here. This is what banners look like now that we have the guaranteed the pity step, right? So I would imagine this is what is going to be the case for this Cell here, and we are going to be able to do the 200 coins for a copy of this character. So that means that we are going to have additional featured slots. So rather than being 7 featured, it is going to be more like 10 featured. So this banner I'm not going to use as a frame of reference, but I am going to use it to kind of exemplify the fact that we are going to have more than likely 10 featured units on here. here. So this kind of like trumps what I'm trying to say here, where it's like this is this is that. I could easily see them going for like the approach of last year's April Dokkan Fest could be here. So like they might just throw Topo on this banner for no reason because he came out in the slot last year, and then maybe like what if for no reason they just like easy 8 Raditz, right? And they tossed him on the banner. I could see them doing something like that, just for no reason, right? But looking at the schedule from earlier in the year on JP, if we go to we want to see the October release of 2024, and that is who I'm going to predict is going to be on here. So the kind of post-worldwide Dokkan Fest, right? We have the, where is it? Like Scouter Vegeta, he just reran, so I don't think he's going to be here. It's tough, right? Maybe like Slug reruns on this banner. I could, oh yeah, I could actually see that for sure. Slug rerunning on this banner. Yeah, I kind of like that. So we would have Slug on this banner. Then we would, let's go back to where we were, right? So Slug would be like right here, right? I think that would make sense. I think Topo could potentially be right here, and then we would have our Super Easy A's, our Easy A's for the androids. It's a bit of a tough spot, right? It's really like there are so many different characters that they could do. So we had the android, we lose the androids category here. What if we just went to android / Cell Saga, right? So like who could we potentially see on this banner, right? I know I've been saying that a lot, but like who else could we see? So this guy right here, you know, I could see them throwing this Trunks on here. I could see this being like a really bad banner. Like, because Android / Cell Saga is just such a dead team right now, where it's like, this Gohan, you're not running on Android Cell Saga. This Vegeta, you're not running on Android Cell Saga, right? But the potential Easy A's, I think, are actually really exciting. Maybe both of these Golden Week characters get their Easy A's, maybe Trunks and the androids do. I could see that definitely being the case. It's just really tough to sort of like pinpoint this one. Usually I'm kind of able to figure it out a little bit, but this one is just such a like a question mark, because you take this one right here and it's like you have a mix of Topo, and then you have Tournament of Power characters and then some androids, right? So it's like Dragon Ball Super androids, Tournament of Power character, Super Trunks. So not only do you have to kind of replace these spots with characters who I think are going to Easy A, but you also need to add in future Dokkan Fest from the year before. So when it comes to this, I could see like Lord Slug being on the banner. I could see Topo himself staying on the banner because he was the spot that released in the year before. And then these guys were the October release, right? We just talked about that with Lord Slug. Yes. And so then what we'd have to do is go back to July of 2024, and that would kind of be like the next frame of reference that I would want to use for like when this could have come out, right? Is this still the global version? Yeah, this is the global version. This is such a mess. We got to go to JP, and then we need to go to Stones. That is this one. And then we got to go over here. And then what we need is the July 2024 Dokkan Fest. I don't know why I don't have this like on cue here. It was Roshi, right? Now that was the end of July. Was that where Trunks was? The end of July? Because Roshi just reran during the Saiyan Day banner. Yeah, so it's not going to be Roshi because he's live right now. That's interesting. Yeah, this is a tough one to predict, man. This one is tough. Who do y'all want? That's what I want to know. Oh boy, maybe like Rose. Yeah, probably, right? It's like a big bad boss character. That's probably what I would say. Like, so this is what it would look like, right? And by the way, this is an easy skip. It would look something like this. Android 18 is 1 featured, right? Cell is 2 featured. Topo is 3. Rose is 4. We have the tech androids being 5. We have STR Cell being 6. We have AGL Cell being 7, right? And then you kind of got to figure it out. Maybe they throw like AGL Trunks on here to make it 8. Maybe they do Lord Slug to make it 9. And then they just throw like another filler Dokkan Fest on there, right? Maybe it would just be like an android of sorts, like a big bad boss character, right? Like Rose, we talked about him, something like that, right? I know that this one is a little bit tougher, so I'm sorry if I wasn't the most concise in this video, but there we have it. So with that being said, Golden Week is coming up very soon. And so if you guys don't know the way the schedule works, we're going to have this celebration right here. And then this is going to be followed up with a part 2 LR. Because last year we had, if this is like going on the JP schedule, we had this Topo who followed up into the LR Ginyu Force, who would be releasing on the 16th. So it would be about 2 weeks after this banner came out. And then 2 weeks after that, or a little bit under 2 weeks, about 10 days, we are going to have Golden Week. And so I think there's a really good chance this year that Golden Week Week ends up just being Daima related, and the hot picks from Daima are going to be Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Goku Mini, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta Adult, and then Goma himself. So a lot of potential options here. If we do end up getting Golden Week, I can see that being the introduction of Majin Ku, of Majin Du, just a lot of really, really fun characters that are going to help out. So I don't see them making this banner in any circumstance a must summon, but we shall see. Maybe for some reason they just toss some crazy stuff on there, but I doubt it. So there you guys go. Those are my predictions for the banner. A lot of wild cards, but I think that overall this banner is still going to be an easy skip. So let me know how many stones you have saved up if you are going to be summoning. Do you want to summon? Do you think the sell is crazy? All of that fun stuff in the comment section below. If you did enjoy today's video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you are new, so that way you don't miss out on any of my Dokkan content. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.